there everyone, and welcome back. Last video for this one with the ideas. So this journal I showed at the beginning, and this I'm going to use as an inspiration journal, and I'm going to call it Beyond the Page. So I'm going to put a little book plate thingy on and put the words in Beyond the Page so that I can keep all my ideas in one place. So what have I got to go in it? Well, I've got all sorts. So I've got the mismatched folded paper. I've got 2 pages stuck together just at the top. I've glued across the top and glued across the bottom. So now I've got some big pockets to use. I've got my paper napkin so that I can cut out the image and glue those onto my page. I've got my glassine bag, I've got my paper bag, I've got my vellums, but you could use tracing paper. I've got my fabric, so I've got another piece of fabric. I've got a piece printed onto music paper, so I can utilise that. I've got a piece printed onto graph paper, so I'm going to utilise that as well. Oh, they're just plain pages. What else have I got? Yeah, just plain page. And then on the sticky back paper, there's another freebie in my coffee shop, and I've printed this freebie onto the sticky back paper so that I've got some sticky labels to use. So I'm going to put all that together shortly, but I've got some other ideas I want to share with you. So of course the ever popular tags. So I just cut out the 2 pieces of paper and I glued it onto the back of some file folder to give it a little bit of firmness. So I've got those. I've got some tags. I've got some journaling cards. Always handy to have a bit of a journaling card. I've got little booklet, again just cut out some of the paper, glued it onto some file folder, and I can make that into a little booklet. I've got these little folded envelopes that need work doing to them, but basically it's just half of the paper, and I've folded that bit up, that bit down, and I've got some envelopes. Pretty. And I've got some sleeves, and I'm going to show you how to make those sleeves. And I've got like a library card holder, but it'll have 4 pockets. So there's a pocket there at the front that will be glued to the back, so there'll be a pocket behind there. There's a pocket in there, and then if I glue around the 3 sides again, there'll be a pocket behind the pocket. Love a pocket. And then I've got some of the pages that I've just fussy cut around the shape, and then I've glued it onto the back of some music paper so that extends beyond. So they'll make nice side pockets to go in the journal. And I think that'll do me for now. So I'm going to get into making, because there's something else that I want to show you as well. So the sleeve is really, really basic and easy. I'm just going to trim off the white edge just off one long side. If I can get it in. Come on. Let's trim that edge off. And then the bit that's still got the white trim on, I'm just going to fold over just a little bit. Of course, you could use your, your doings what's it to crease and score. Score, pal, that's the word. And I'm going to use this as my place for putting glue on. And then I'm going to fold this top edge, which is the edge that I've just cut, and I'm going to fold it down so it now overlaps, not so that it's overhanging, and then I'm just going to finger press. So I don't know if you can see because the sun's shining really brightly. So it's almost down to that folded, little bottom folded edge. Okay, and then I'm going to put some glue along there. The glue will come out. There we go. And then I can fold that over. Stick that down. And it just means that I haven't got a folded crease mark in the centre line here. It's down at the bottom edge, so it's not so visible. And then I can fold that in half. I can trim off these ends here, and I've got a double pocket. So I've got a pocket there, and I've got a pocket there, and it will sit in my journal like that, so that one half is one side of the page and one is the other side, so that it makes a nice little flip to do there. And you've got the pockets as well. Of course, I could cut that into a tag shape. I could use my shaped pinking shears and cut that bit off there, so I've got a lovely little scalloped edge. Could put lace on it, decorate it up to your heart's content. The nice thing about the plainer page to use is that it's going to be easy to decorate, and I could even put some of those stickers on and decorate it up with the stickers as well, or add another little pocket on top of that. Now, how I made the library card pocket is in exactly the same way, but instead of folding it in half, I just folded just a small part of the bottom edge up, and I'm going to stick that down by just placing glue along that edge there, and that edge there. Stick that down. So I've now got the one pocket there, a pocket behind it, the pocket at the top, and as I say, if I glue that around three sides and stick that to my page, I've then got a pocket behind there as well. So I end up with a 4 pocket piece, and again I would decorate that up to my heart's content. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut out these flowers, because I can utilise those. So again, it's about looking at your digital kit and seeing what you can isolate and cut out. So this would make a great flower to cut out because it's quite isolated. So I would fussy cut around the shape. Not very well at this moment in time, I may add, but I would fussy cut around there. But fortunately, I've got one prepared. So here's the flowers fussy cut out. Don't they look pretty? So I can add some foam on the back. So I've got some little squares of foam and add those on top. I'll show you what I mean. But just before I show you that, so let's do that one. So basically I've cut this page in half and I folded the two sides in and the bottom edge up to form a pocket. So then I would place glue along those 3 folded in pieces and glue that into my journal. I would then use the fussy cut piece with the foam pads on the back and position it on top, so it now makes it a 3-dimensional piece, to go into the journal, and it just helps to decorate it up a little bit. Now this one had a bit of a problem with printing because, as I say, my printer's getting a bit old, but after I fussy cut that out and I stick that on top with the foam pads underneath, you wouldn't even know that I'd got this horrible mark here, and then it makes that really sort of pretty. And I could add maybe a ribbon at the bottom or some washi tape, tie a little bow, put some string on it, tie a little bow, add a little charm where the bumblebee is, and it makes it highly decorated from something really, really simple. This other piece of fabric that I printed, I actually want to use this image here on the front cover of my journal. And so what I'm going to do is I've cut a piece of card so that it's the size that I want to cover the image, okay? And then I've got some wadding. Now this is 4-ounce wadding, so it is quite thick, and I've cut two pieces, one that's roughly the same size and one that's smaller. So I want to stick on the one that's smaller first. You'd think that it would be the other way around, but no, because I want to form a slightly domed front to it. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Then I've got an equal border all the way around. I just need to trim a little bit off that bottom edge. Okay, yep, that's better. And then I'm going to put glue around all 4 sides. And put plenty on. That's as straight as a donkey's hind leg, Carol. And actually we're going a bit skewy that way as well, so let's straighten you up a bit. Got me wonky eyes in. Okay, so that's going to sit over the top, and then I'm going to push these edges down. Now it's going to take a little while for me to get this to stick, so I'll be back in a second when it's all glued in place. So that's it now, all done. It's all stuck down in place, and I don't know whether you'll be able to see the dome. So you can see it goes sort of up and down. Show you on the side. So it's now sort of domed shape. So I know that I want it to wrap around that piece of card, so I just need to cut it bigger than the piece of card, and enough to make sure that it's going to go around the domed shape. So that then I can position that on top and pull it taut, and then I'll glue, put it that way a little bit, then I'll glue the fabric onto the back side, all 4 sides, and then I'll end up with this image that's going to go on my front cover and give me a 3-dimensional image. Now, to make it more 3-dimensional, I'm going to go off and I'm going to go and do some French knots on here, and I'm going to find myself a couple of bumblebee charms as well to add those. For those of you that are into embroidery, I'm using DMC 744, and I'm using 2 strands, and I'm going to show you how to do French knots another day, because that's for a different journal that I want to do. And I'm just going to do a variation of 3 wraps and 2 wraps for those that know how to do French knots. So it now just adds that little bit of extra dimension to the fabric cover itself. Sorry, the sun is shining really brightly. I'm trying to get it in shots. There you go. There's 2 little French knots done. So I'm going to go off and go and embroider this, and I'll be back again really soon. Well, my fingers are now covered in glue, but I finished my French knots. So that's them there, and I put some Mill Hill antique beads in the centres, and I've folded my fabric over and glued it to the back, and I'm now going to glue some lace on the back of this so that it will protrude round to the front. Okay, so I'm going to go off and go and do that. That's now all ready to glue in place. I'm just getting some seam binding, and I'm just straightening it out with my hair straighteners that I don't use on my hair because I've got naturally curly hair. But it's just a little tip that if you haven't seen it before and you've got a set of hair straighteners, they're actually quite a nifty little iron to use, and especially for things like this. So I switch them off, put them over there where it's safe, and it's just glue. Oh, and I found some bee charms, but I think I might only use the one. Okay, so a bit of glue on the back there and there. So that I can glue that down there, and I want about, let's see, that much, and I'm going to glue the other end over this side. So then I can wrap that round to the front, and I'll do that in a bit once that glue's set. And I'll tie a little bow there. I might even add the bee charm to the bow. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go off and go and finish this. You'll see it when it's all done and dusted. But basically, I'm just going to put slather glue all on the back of that. And stick it down on there. And then I'll need to put a book on it to weight it down, to make sure that that is then going to be glued in place. And then I'll tie a bow here, might add my bee charm, might add some buttons, but that'll be my front cover. But as you can see, it's quite dimensional. It's like adding a little cushion to the front of my cover. The other thing I'm going to go off and go and do is I'm going to get all my stamps out, all my text stamps and my coffee stain stamps and all the things that I'm going to put inside the journal. I'm actually going to do some stamping on, maybe do some embossing on it, just to show how you can decorate it up further. There's one last page that I want to show you that I'm going to put in, and I want to show you it because it creates a little bit of a secret pocket. So I've got this printed page folded in half, and I've got the signature page folded in half, and I'm going to sit this on top of the edge of this page. So that is going to sit on there. This side I'm going to flip it back, and I'm going to put glue around 3 sides. Okay, so let's do that. That down, flip that over, so that is now stuck down. But hang on a minute, Carol, I hear you say, can't get into this pocket this way. No, but we can if we fold that page over. This now becomes a flip out, so we've got a double page spread to write on, but we've also got that secret little pocket in there, which is on this side here, so that you could hide some little secret things in there. Now if you did the same thing but with vellum, whatever you then put into this pocket will be visible through it, so you could put some more decorative note cards and tags and things inside of it, and it will be visible because of it being vellum. But I just thought that that created a nice little secret pocket, because when you look at that you can't see that it's there. Okay, back to this journal cover, and then I'm going to go. So as I've said, I'm going to glue this in place, put a heavy book on it, let it all dry, and then I'm going to put all those elements that I was showing you today inside this journal, and then I can write notes next to it. And I'm going to label this journal Beyond the Page, so this will be my reminder of all the sorts of things that you can do with a simple digital kit page, rather than just looking at it and seeing it for what the designer intended, which was a page in your journal. Let your creative juices flow, and in the video where I show you the journal completed, let's see if you can see what else I've done extra on each of the items that I've been making, how I've decorated them. Now, I've not shown you in these videos how to decorate them, because I want you to use your imagination with the materials that you've got, because your materials are going to be different to mine. So it's about looking at what you've got, looking at what you can make with that page other than just having it as a page in your journal. This is a prime example, and see where you go from there. I hope I've given you some inspiration, even if only a little bit. But thank you all very much for joining me, and it's been great fun, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye for now.